all of my beautiful kitties, and welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. I'm Thegroszkitty, and so last episode, if you missed it, I'll link it up above. But I believe we did the investigation, and we're on to the third class trial. And honestly, yeah, I have theories coming out everywhere. My guess is that Celeste has something to do with this. Whether she's the killer or an accomplice, I don't know. But she has something to do with this, obviously. But before we get into the video, if you like this video, be sure to leave a like and leave a comment with your thoughts on the video or any games you would like to see me play in the future, and consider subscribing if you are new to the channel. I will upload very frequently, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single video. If you want more notification, follow me on my Twitter page at Thegroszkitty right here on the screen, and I will see you all in the video. Alrighty, here we go. Alright, I'm finally back. I had to spend about 3 hours trying to beat the game again because for some reason my save files keep deleting. Can someone mention in the comments if that's because I'm resetting the computer or if I'm doing something wrong, because I have no clue what's going on. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation and they were gathered by the red door. And as soon as we were all there,
Monokuma appears!
Hello. He's multiplied?
Wrong!
Nope, not multiplication. It just looks that way because of its illustration. Illusion. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I've multiplied. Can you guys tell? Which one is the real Monokuma? Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy!
You're not playing along. We're not here to play with you. Okay, fine.
Hey!
Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the train elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we? Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins.
What the heck?
I told you already, I didn't do it, for serious. That reminds me. Did you ever find the other costume? Or the note? Well, no, but... How unfortunate that it would seem we have our culprit. Yes!
Hey.
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Hifumi and Taka get away with it. So something tells me Hifumi might have been the one who killed Taka. The question is who killed Hifumi. And my highest guesses right now are either Celeste or Hiro. For everyone who's still alive, and for the two that lost their lives. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka. The one who killed two of our friends. The killer is someone right here. My guess is why Hifumi killed Taka is because he had the note that was probably given to Taka, being that Taka had like a piece of paper torn from his hand, and rigor, I can't remember what it's called, rigor something, that had already set in, rigor mortis, that had already set in, so obviously his hand would like be clenched and it would be like almost impossible to open his hand. I began to walk toward the elevator. Once everyone was aboard, the doors closed on their own. You like my new gloves? My best friend got them for me for my birthday. They got caps on them. It's like my brand. And the steel box began to move again. Or would I want to? You like my new light back there too? It might get annoying. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. I don't think you guys can see it because my camera kind of sucks, but it actually looks like it's supposed to look like fire, basically. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator doors slid open, opening up onto a cruel fate. Well, when I see all you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax. Only because of you. Why? Why are you making us do such cool things to each other? What? Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break. I've never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. The deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Sure. Sit skills. Lost in thought. Cool and composed. Do I have anything else? Handiwork. Oh, is it too much? Increases damage to the opponent. This statement is destroyed. Allows you to reload 2 bullets at once. Effective during the bullet time battle. Toss. I'll use that. Both of those are really good though.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment.
I really hope it's not Celeste. I love her character.
Then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
But she was leading everyone to every place, and every time something happened, it was because she led them away from that place. I've noticed that. So something tells me it's probably Celeste, but I don't want it to be her.
Now then, to begin with,
We already know who did it.
was that
Owie,
It
shush.
was Hero. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place.
Hush.
Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know anything about it.
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
You're one to talk.
Who are you calling a murderer?
Exactly.
I am sorry to say, Hero, but we do have evidence. Blueprint for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it, and all of it was found in your room.
But my question is,
Let's admit, the evidence is quite compelling.
how is this room unlocked?
It points to you as having created a suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
Unless, of course, they knocked Hero out and took his key.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know. I don't know.
Is Hero really the killer, or... Before anything else, we have to make that clear. What we got? Robo Justice, Yasuhiro's message, Robo Justice blueprints.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hero, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second.
Something's wrong. Telling evidence that Hero's the killer, is that really true?
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
I think I get it.
Hero, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second.
Everything we found in your room.
It wasn't the cost. Okay.
Shoot.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts.
There it is.
No, it's wrong.
I knew it had something to do with the message, but I was like doubting myself.
Are we sure Hero really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Oh, the writing on the
Take a
blueprint.
look at this. It's the note that Hero wrote. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them. Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
Fair point.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on. I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
That's not something you should be proud of.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hero's the culprit?
And he is not the only one.
Really?
Who was in that Robo
Sorry for
Justice
skipping.
suit? Is it like Hero said? Was there really someone running around in a
Yakuya
second suit?
thinks he's innocent too.
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
Well, obviously it was Hero. And of course, he passes it off to me.
Who was in the Robo Justice suit?
Well, it was Hero. Suspicious individual in question, the one that must have been in the suit. It was Hero.
Other than Hero, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hero is the prime
Well,
suspect.
The photo. I'm thinking back to like that photo that Celeste showed. What if Hero was like in the suit and he was knocked out and then Hifumi could have been carrying that and then Celeste set that up as like a perfect opportunity.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hero didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hero was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo Justice suit.
What?
Now that's a bold assumption.
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around!
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
That would
It would seem that his
Be
corpse was
the-
moved using certain particular items.
be the tarp and the
Can you tell us what they were?
dolly. I kept calling it a trolley in the last episode. The things that were used to move Taka's body, they must have been, well, the tarp.
I got it!
There's still one more thing. And the dolly.
I got it!
It's a
They
trolley.
were a dolly and a tarp, right?
I always call it a trolley. What's with the attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room. And then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right?
Wasn't wrapped in it. It was the. Okay, well, first of all, it's not an it. It's a he. Even if it's a body, it's not an it, it's a he. I don't care what Monokuma or anyone else says. But he's not wrapped in the tarp. He's on top of the tarp.
It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there, and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there.
Yeah.
But
And
when the
there's a
body
tarp missing. I didn't even notice
so
that.
did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the...
Yeah.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
No, I'm pretty sure I'm good.
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
Yes.
That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room.
Yes.
It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room.
And
Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in being wrong, and nobody expects much from you anyway.
oh, F you.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Uh-huh. Wow, have never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I can change her mind. Yeah, but he still figured out 2 cases for you guys. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. A new element has been added. Sure. Reloading. Starting with the next bullet time battle, we're gonna add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. But from now on, just locking on and pressing the left mouse button won't be enough to handle them. Now it will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the tab key. Okay. Just like locking on, you'll have to press the tab key in time with the tempo marker. Basically, just remember that the tab key has a function along with RMB and LMB buttons. Right mouse button, left mouse button. Okay. You will automatically reload at the start of the fever time, and your ammo will not decrease. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, which it's not. Okay. Okay, but isn't that for the... Oh.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Do your worst. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Do your worst. I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
Interesting.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it.
Mm-hmm.
There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably wheeled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much?
Well,
No, she's trying to
anyway,
cover her tracks.
that was
That's
just
what it
something
seems
we
like.
had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Okay.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo-Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not
The
sure that
distraction.
really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
It's a distraction.
If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
Oh! So the dolly. I think I said this in the last video. The dolly couldn't go up the stairs. Which proves furthermore that Hifumi walked himself up there and set it up. Especially since he still had that note. Hero was in the second floor in the pool. If I look at how the body was moved, it's be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. And you can't bend down. You can't bend down in the suit. You can't bend down in the suit. What does he mean by that? You can't bend in the suit. You can't bend in the suit.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room.
Yeah.
And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp,
Yes.
then loaded it onto the dolly
Yes.
and peeled it off, right?
Yes.
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
And you can't do that in the suit.
No, that's wrong.
My hands are cold.
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Exactly.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
That would take a freaking long
Can't even
time.
see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Fair point.
It'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
Fair point. There's absolutely no chance that the costume is taken off just to move the body because you can't take it off by yourself. Fair point, the class.
I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember,
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make the stupid friggin' thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
I don't know. I heard the music.
You really can't take it off by yourself?
I like the background
Hero
for this.
wasn't just making it up?
I picked the background for this guy
I
out.
wasn't making it up.
if he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it.
Exactly.
Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, It's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
Exactly.
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
Again, it's a setup.
You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice?
Or it's the other way
If whoever was in
around.
that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
Because they said, oh, never mind. I was gonna say because they said he was killed or knocked out about 1, and that's why there was no light. But they have no windows to the outside. I can't use that. How did you get hurt? That guy hit me. What guy? Robo Justice. That's why I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second.
Howie is...
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it.
Howie's gullible.
Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility?
Yeah.
Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Exactly.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
Howie.
What a pain in the ass!
Well, that's just
I
rude.
don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
And there's the point.
Maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
Fair point.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quick.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant.
There's no way.
I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
There's no way because she screamed and they immediately came running.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo Justice.
Because we heard her scream.
It also
There's
soon
no
became
way.
clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong? I saw a shadow. Something moving around at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the 2nd floor.
Yeah.
And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. Oh wait, did she scream or was it Hina that screamed? I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed, but the hammer was too small for someone to knock her out. I was blocking the stairs, so we headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
and then,
Yeah. Huh? Oh, well, that was Hifumi, huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
at that that point, we decided to divide up into two groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect.
And they discovered that the room was locked.
Back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi dead.
Oh, right.
And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement.
My question is,
there and headed back
wait,
to the third floor.
there was 3 people that went upstairs, and they said that they found, they said that they had already found Taka. So what if the body discovery announcement wasn't for Hifumi, it was for Taka?
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room.
Mm-hmm.
We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time.
Exactly.
Because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi.
But there's no way. See, that's what I was saying, is they discovered Taka around the same time. So what if the announcement was for Taka? Because there was another announcement that went off when they found them both over in the equipment room. Was it the equipment room? No, the repository. They found them both in the repository, and that's when the second one went off. So what if Hifumi wasn't actually dead until they found both bodies?
Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office.
Or nearly dead, obviously.
Right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us, and she told us something very surprising.
Hifumi's body has disappeared. At that
We
point.
rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Yeah, and that point, they all went to the first floor. After Hifumi's body disappeared, they all went to the first floor, giving Hifumi enough time to go upstairs. And then I remember we went back to check for Taka's body, and that had disappeared too. And at that point, the the repository that was locked. So something tells me someone was in there.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing.
This is actually a really good plan.
Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies.
Oh yeah, and we also found like that cloth with like blood on it. It was like a glasses cleaning cloth in the trash can in the nurse's office. So that's furthermore proof that Hifumi locked himself up here.
And after some time,
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It
Exactly.
certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Celeste
Rather than
led
a
us
single
everywhere.
series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
The contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them no matter what. Okay? Broken wristwatch. There's a chance that it could be the broken
regarding
wristwatch.
Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi.
Fair point.
Perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
what makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Oh, something tells me that I have to use that sooner.
So,
Whoops.
regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in.
Shoot!
Okay, so we got broken
So,
wristwatch.
regarding Taka's death, I I wonder if he died before.
So I gotta wait a little longer.
After?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
What contradiction?
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Something tells me. What was it?
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice.
There it is.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers.
Exactly.
If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
Exactly.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi?
Yes.
Okay then, let's see the proof.
The broken wristwatch. Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. I feel like there was something. The broken wristwatch. No?
Now I understand.
Hell yeah!
I've got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with...
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night...
Hey, you! How long were you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he started pointing at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls?
So if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
Exactly.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those Justice Hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd
Now,
Oh, sorry.
if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko.
It's
Then
a
we
setup.
all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know. They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on.
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Again, she kills only in a specific way.
If she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body.
Exactly. How in the heck would you be able to drag Hifumi's body up 3 floors?
Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
That's true as well.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies.
No?
On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time. Seems so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it.
Exactly.
To carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Exactly.
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Exactly my point as to how he got up there himself. He did it himself.
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
Thank you!
The dead body moved on its own?
He wasn't dead!
No! Not another... ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
And Celeste is the one who suggested they split up, and that's how they ended up discovering the bodies at the same time.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
Well, I'm most definitely thinking it's Celeste now.
We found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
Thank you!
It isn't possible.
The idea of Hifumi was still alive. Is that really possible? The glass is cleaning cloth. The glass is cleaning cloth. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. The bloodstain.
Are you saying
Oh,
that when
sorry.
we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office,
Celeste's account.
there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Oh.
Shoot!
I gotta remember this. Ah, crud. Okay. I was doing it backwards is what I was learning. Okay,
say
so I have to
when
let
we
it
first
run all the
found
way
Hifumi
through.
in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive.
I didn't know that you could do this.
It is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
I'll take that. I didn't know you could do this.
That when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive.
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
There it is. That took way too long.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if two bodies had been found...
I'm having an issue with storage, so I don't know how long we can get this done.
Monokuma got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer a question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty. Huh? He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
The second body discovery announcement. The first time I played was when we found each body in the nurse's office in the equipment room. And the second time was when both bodies were rediscovered.
We heard it a second time in the repository
Because Hifumi wasn't dead.
We rediscovered the two bodies.
Body has been discovered. Obviously.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
And in reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
Hifumi wasn't dead.
Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
Or the glasses cloth.
Logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he...
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body,
That's the color of vision.
it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
Yes, there was.
No, it's wrong. In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
The glasses cleaning cloth.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
Yeah.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
I tried using tissues.
What I'm
They leave
saying
fuzz.
is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
Honestly.
That's a good point.
Why would they bother cleaning the glasses off?
Right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
Possibly.
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
Oh, fair point.
I figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out. So he just dumped it everywhere. But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done. God, what an idiot.
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
It was Hifumi. The one who moved Taka's corpse was Hifumi.
It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
Unless Celeste killed Taka and then
It also
Hifumi was
explains
the
how door to
accomplice.
repository got locked.
The door was locked?
Yep.
Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got
I did
there,
too.
the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means, when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh,
Absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
The thing that Hifumi stole from Taka, could it be The message. The note Hifumi had.
My God! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
I found a hole. Maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro, and that person could only have been...
Taka.
I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Ugh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, Genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still. I can't let her get to me. Not really scary.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do